Hello, so today we are in Papua New Guinea and we're going to go and do a short bush trip in the Rans S6S across the hilltops and into some quite difficult airfields. It should be quite entertaining. We're camping out at the top of the hill here. It's 7:30 in the morning, so we're about to pack up the camping gear. So if you're wondering how I've done this, we're using the Parallel 42 Campout Utility available from Orbx. We're also using, as I mentioned, the Rans S6S, which you can get from SimMarket. So yes, the Campout Utility is really great fun. You can essentially set up a campground around the aircraft however you want. So we've put a tent and some a campfire and a chair out. There's all sorts of things you could have that you could put out, and you can save what you've done as well, which is really quite cool. So yeah, we can have the snow bits and pieces. There's various animals you could have sat around in the camp if you've taken your pet dog with you, for example. There's aeroplanes, so you could have other aeroplanes that are, you know, traveling with you. It's very good fun. Okay, so to get rid of what we've got, we're to put things away, basically, we're just going to remove them from the campground. So we'll remove the fire, remove the chair, remove the tent, and we can see we now have just our aeroplane. So let's go and get our aeroplane ready. So if you've not flown around this area before, let's just have a quick look. The scenery around here is absolutely stunning, and you get kind of, you know, whenever you get any severe weather, get it rolling through the hills. So just to give you some idea where we are in the world, we are on the border of Papua New Guinea and Papua. So we are going to fly along the top of the hills here. Only 5-mile legs or thereabouts, so it's not going to take long to get from airfield to airfield, but we will have to have a serious think about how we do that. Okay, so let's go and get the airplane up and running. So battery can come on. The avionics, we don't need it just yet. We'll start the engine first. Panel lights, no. Nav lights, we'll go and put the nav lights on to warn people, and the strobe. There's nobody around, we're on our own here on the hilltop, so normal rules probably don't apply. We'll crack the engine open and turn the engine over. We've got no power, which is interesting. Presumably, oh actually no, I hadn't turned the avionics on, had I? So now we've got the engine running. We'll go and switch the avionics on, and we'll go to the map screen. We are not going to worry too much about putting a flight plan in place, because yeah, we can just flick across and look at little nav map en route. So if we just get that on the screen. So we're going first of all from Binsari airstrip over to Kiwirok airstrip. So if we have a look around here, we need to turn the airplane around. So let's come off the parking brake. Come up past this Kodiak. So this airstrip is on the hillside, so we need to descend down the hillside to take off, basically. So flaps to take off position, full throttle. Go racing down the hillside. We're waiting for about 50 miles an hour on the indicated airspeed. So indicated airspeed in this aircraft is in miles an hour, not knots. So there we go. So rotate, and we're in the air. So we can see, there we go. It's a beautiful morning. Other than on the other side of the valley, we've got some pretty severe weather going on. So you can see this airstrip, we call it an airstrip. It's really just a bit of graded ground where they've cut some trees down. Okay, so let's go and have a look at the GPS. We're wanting to go left to Whiskey Alpha Juliet Kilo. So we'll begin that journey. So we'll raise the flaps. Hopefully we'll stay away from that rainstorm on the other side of the valley. We might get pelted a little bit. Okay, so I think let's just have a quick look while we're flying the valley. Just looking at these contour lines. So that's on the side of the hill, on the other side of the ridge. So we're going to have quite restricted visibility. So I'm going to stay low to the trees on the way. Yeah, at least we can see the ridge line up there. I think this is very localized, this weather system, so we should be out of it fairly soon. There's a gap we'll go for. So what's our climb rate at the moment? Yeah, we're hardly climbing at the moment. So we're going to keep an eye outside. We're about halfway to the first airfield. So we should see it to our left very soon. It's actually a proper paved airstrip. There it is. So what we're going to do is come back and glide in at quite some speed. So we're right on the limit of the airframe at the moment. So we're going to double back and then come in here and turn in. So you should see the airspeed, yeah, it's falling off instantly, look. So we lost all of our speed, which is great, which now gives us a nice glide in under power. So dump the flaps. We're not so worried about speed because we need to go uphill anyway, so we're under power on the approach. There we go. Keep the power going to climb up the hill. Flaps to take off position. Dab the brakes. Roll the plane round. This little S6S is really good. Okay, so we'll race back down the runway. "60 miles an hour. Rotate, and we turn left immediately. We've got a huge valley to fall into, so keep an eye on that indicated airspeed, keep an eye on the climb rate. The flaps can come up, and we're off to the next airfield, which is Whiskey Alpha Uniform Golf, which we will hopefully see very soon. It's down by the river, down here somewhere. So if we sit up, can we see it? Whiskey Alpha Uniform Golf. Where should it be in relation to the water? Here it is. So we need to figure out a way to get in here. And a way to get back out again. I guess this is the safest way out. It may be the safest way in as well. This is going to be an interesting one. So what we may have to do... Yeah, I'm just looking at the way this river goes. It's very difficult to keep orientation of which way is up, because we're in a valley. So if I follow the water down... So I'm keeping an eye on the attitude indicator here. So it's not as steep as it looks. So we'll just double back on ourselves. We'll fly towards the hillside. Skim the trees. So we're going to start deploying flaps. How are we doing? Where's the runway? So we should be able to come around this corner. A bit fast, a bit high, and there's an enormous tree in the way. But we're slowing down. So we're going to try this, see if we get how we get along. No, we're going far too fast. So we are going to come in the way we were going to exit. It's a lot safer. So flaps back up to 50% of flap movement. We are very fast again. 80 knots. So full throttle. And we just do a coordinated turn over the canopy. And then roll back in and come in a little bit more controlled than last time. Here we go. Much better. So again, we'll use some side slipping to lose some speed on the way in. Bob over the tree. And we're down. Keep the throttle going to climb up the hill. This is good fun, isn't it? Flaps back to takeoff. Down the hill again, full throttle. And we're off to the next airfield. So 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, rotate. We have to clear the tree line. There's the big tree that we almost hit on the way in. Okay, so we need to double back on ourselves. So we're going to stay tight to one side of the valley as we climb out. And then do a coordinated turn. So the next airfield is Okika, is that? So we have to clear this ridge. So we're going to carry on full power. We're doing fine though. We're only doing 500 feet a minute climbing. We can probably get away with 1,000 consistent rate of climb. So Okika airstrip, Whiskey Alpha Zulu Oscar, which we can see on the GPS is coming. So we need to clear this hilltop. Shall we look outside while we're on our way? You know, I'm not so sure we're going to make this. No, we're not. So we're going to bail out now and fly along the ridge as we climb. Or just circle. As long as we can maintain the climb rate during the turn. Keep an eye on that indicated airspeed though. We're losing airspeed, so we need to be careful of that. So nose down gently. It's counterintuitive sometimes. It's better to have airspeed than flat out climb rate. So while you might think, you know, you're going for however many feet per minute, you're better off having airspeed and climbing at a slightly lesser rate. Okay, so looks like we're going to clear this easily now. There we go. So we are looking for the next airstrip. Can we see it already? So we look out over the canopy. Is it down in the valley down there? Is it somewhere down here? Is that it? I think it might be. So we're going to need to figure out a strategy to get into it. So before we get there, let's just enjoy flying down the valley for a little way. Cut the engine back so we don't overspeed. So we are descending quite steeply. We're going to need to figure out a way into this airfield. Okika. It's on the corner of the river by the look of it. Yeah, you can see it here, look. So we need to maybe fly down river a little way. Or we could go for it now, I guess. We're going a bit fast though, so let's do some side slipping to lose some speed. Flaps down. Do a bit of a Spitfire steep approach. Trouble is we've got this hillside to descend. We're going to have to skim the trees to have any hope of doing this. But it is, again, it's another uphill one, so we may get away with it. So there we go, we're losing all of our airspeed, which is good. And we're down. That was straightforward, wasn't it? So keep the throttle going to climb the hill. Back to takeoff, flat position. Full throttle. 50 miles an hour, 60 miles an hour, rotate, clear the palm trees. It's a lovely river down there. And we are out off along the valley towards the next one, I believe. So, it's a few miles, 5 miles, so we can carry on along the river. And it seems to be on the ridge line, Midpole airstrip, or Midpole, not sure how you pronounce it. And we're getting pelted with rain now, which is always useful. So, flaps up. So we're looking for a runway on the ridge. So it must be just a bit further along. Obviously it will appear on the GPS very soon. I think it's on top of this ridge, maybe. Let's have a look on the map. Yeah, it's the second. Oh, it might be the second ridge. If this is the first one, which is the one we're just going past? I think it's on top of this ridge over here. We'll find out very shortly. It's quite difficult sometimes to interpret the ridges you're seeing and how far away they are. I'm going to come back off the throttle slightly. We're getting quite fast there. What an amazing part of the world. Never really flown around New Guinea, so this is all new to me. I think, does this look like an airstrip to you up on top of the hill over here? So let's get the power back down, get some altitude. This looks like it could be the airstrip. It's looking, yeah, it's got to be. So we need to figure out an approach into it, so I'm guessing we just loop around and come in directly. So we need to figure out our speed. Comes the rain. How are we doing for speed? Okay, so flaps can come down. And descend. To maintain airspeed, we're going to side slip for a while and then straighten up. Avoiding the trees on the way in, which there's always a few tall trees around, aren't there? Every time. So as we level up over the ground, the airspeed will fall off a cliff. There it goes. And we're down. Keep the throttle going to climb the hill. See, it's quite an incline when you look at the houses. Flaps back to takeoff position. $20 an hour, 40 miles an hour, 50, and rotate. Lots of room there to do that. Flaps up, speed is increasing, and our next destination is Yapil airstrip, so we need to clear the ridge. So we'll go for this low point in the ridge directly in front of us. Wow, look at the views. It's crazy. Flight Simulator just knocks it out of the park sometimes, doesn't it? Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so Whiskey Alpha Uniform Papa we're aiming for. So we need to go towards, I think we can see it on the hillside out there. No, that's far too steep. It must be this one. Let's have a look. It says left side of the strip. This is here. So it's going to be a straight in, turn and straight out again. Awesome fun. Okay. At least we can see it from quite a long way out to plan our approach. And it's an easy approach because we're just flying straight in. You just don't get any second chances. No go-arounds at these airfields. You have to make it stick first time. Now following the climb out, we're going to have to circle, I guess, to get back over the ridge to continue on our way. Because I presume we have to go, yeah, straight over that ridge behind it. Which takes us to the second to last airfield and then our destination. So we'll need to circle here to clear that ridge. These trees on this peak don't help. They're obscuring our view of the runway. So we'll go behind them. We'll follow the river. Okay. Are we ready? Come off the throttle. Lose some of this airspeed. Okay, flaps can come down now. It's steep, so we can come in fast, to be honest. Yeah, let's do a no flap approach and just come in fast and bleed off the speed on the incline. It'd be much safer doing this than any other method, to be honest. This has been the most fun one so far. Look at the scenery, it's awesome, isn't it? So we hold it, hold it, hold it. Ooh, had a sudden burst of turbulence then. And we're down. Just roll, roll, roll. Watch the speed falling off as we roll. You can see from the houses how steep it is. It's pretty severe here, isn't it? So, flaps to take off. Look at the view! Oh my word. Might have to go and put it on the parking brake for a moment and just go look at that view. That might be the screenshot that goes with the video, you know. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Right. Full throttle. Remember what we said, we need to get out of here, so 20 miles an hour, 30, 40, 50, rotate. Flaps can come up. So we're going to fly away from the airfield for a little way. And then circle back and go for the ridge. So if you remember, we need to clear this ridge. Thankfully, the Rans S6S is very good at climbing. So how close are we to this hillside? How close are we to that hillside? So we'll do half a turn this way and then double back. So we're maintaining airspeed. It's better to have airspeed than climb rate. So there's the airstrip we just departed from, and we are going for the ridge and continuing on towards Borme Airport, Whiskey Alpha Victor Lima. So yeah, we're going to easily clear the ridge now. So coming up to 5,500 feet. Let's move the GPS along. Got a little bit of a journey over to Whiskey Alpha Victor Lima. Borbamdan. I think that's it. Borbamdan, yes. Borbamban, sorry. Bordamban. I'll get it right eventually. Bordamban. Now, is that it that we can see directly in front of us? I think think it might be. Obviously we might need to be a bit closer to have it render. Is it on a hillside? No, that might not be it. So it's perpendicular to our journey, our direction of travel, wherever it is. So we'll just keep an eye out for it below. If we look at the shape of the hills on the way, yeah, it's difficult to tell which hills it's going to be on. So if we stay slightly to the right of it, then obviously we can peek out of the cockpit and look down as well. Is it going to be? It's not going to be way down in the bottom of the river valley, is it? Stunning scenery. It's going to be somewhere over here. I'm hazarding a guess. So I wouldn't fancy our chances climbing back out of here if we have to go down into there. About, oh, it is quite low though, isn't it? It's low in the valley between here. So let's keep an eye out for it. There's a river. Is it going to be in this well somewhere? Horrible feeling this is going to be a really difficult airfield to get into. Maybe it's just over the ridge and it's actually quite easy. Who knows? We're soon going to find out, aren't we? We're approaching it now. So it's just off the nose somewhere. Here it is. So how are we going to get into this airfield? We can't quite see it yet. There's something over here, isn't there? Please let there be a nice airfield. No, that's just hillside. We're still not there. It must be a bit further on. Here it is. I'm guessing. Hoping. That can't be an airstrip. Thankfully. I was just looking at that thinking, how are we ever going to put an aeroplane down on that patch of dirt? And then the airstrip appears out of nowhere. Okay, so let's just go further up this valley, turn around, so here we go. Climbing out of here is going to be an adventure in itself, isn't it? In fact, coming down here and being slow enough to stop is going to be fun. I'm doing everything I can here to come in slow and to miss these tall trees. Climbing out is going to be interesting. Okay, flaps back to takeoff position, and we go for it. Yeah, it wasn't too bad after all, but you certainly need the aircraft to do it. Okay, so we're going out this way. Can we carry on down the valley? How far out will it take it out of our way if we loop around? That might be the nicer, more picturesque way to finish the flight, you know, if we carry on down here. It's quite a long way round though, isn't it? Yeah, let's shortcut over the top of the ridge because we can. Go left of here instead of climbing, although we have got loads of speed that we can convert into climb rate. Straight line it into the destination and then go and get our camping kit back out and get the kettle on. This is fun. I never think to do bush flying, especially places like this. This has been a real eye-opener of how much fun it can be, kind of navigating into difficult airstrips and reading the landscape. Obviously, if the weather was a bit more extreme, that would be even more challenging because you'd have to factor wind direction in. So we've been very lucky. It's like the airstrip over here. Oh, we're going far too fast, getting near the red line. Okay, so we should see the airstrip. Is that it there? Looks like a straight line. A man-made structure. Yeah, it is. You can see the airstrip just at that end. And peeking through the trees here. So we've got a nice long airstrip here to finish our flight. Although we've got nowhere to camp, have we? So maybe we won't stay here. Maybe we'll look around for somewhere a little more remote to land, to go and get our cup of tea out and our tent. Watch out for the trees. Keep the power going to climb the hill. Flaps back to takeoff position before we get up here. Where does he think he's going? Okay, so we just need to go and pick somewhere to go and land now that's got a bit more remote to where we can put our tent. So 40 miles an hour, 50, 60, rotate. Let's have a look on the map, shall we? There's one just to the northwest of us, actually. Yeah, let's go for that Omban airstrip. So we're continuing over this ridge. We'll just follow the ridge round and see if we can find the airstrip. And go and land, park up, get a tent out, and get the kettle on. Get some coffee going. What an amazing part of the world. Okay, so we need to keep an eye out for a small airstrip. We're heading straight for it, just off the left of our nose. Climbing, climbing, climbing at the moment. Let's convert some of the speed we have into altitude, just to clear this ridge. I'm guessing it must be in the bottom of this valley. Let's hope. Perfect place to hide away with our tent for the evening, I guess. Or for the day, I should say. So where is the airstrip? We're heading straight for it at the moment, so it's probably directly below us. Yep, there it is. So how do we get in here? What's the easiest way? Follow along the valley, I guess. So I'm just scouting out if we fly in along here. It's blind on the way in though. So full flaps. Just keep an eye on the airspeed over here as we make the turn in. It's quite a worrying view, isn't it? Going straight towards the hillside at 80 knots, descending with full flaps. Oh, sorry, 80 miles per hour. Keep doing that. The Rans is in miles per hour, not knots. So we're just at stall speed or thereabouts. We're losing height and altitude and speed. We're looking good. Nice approach over the canopy top. If we want to slow down some more, we can just side slip it a little bit. And that works quite nicely. Watch out for the palm tree. Again, it's another uphill finish, which helps us for slowing down purposes. So I'm going to go and park the aeroplane right up in the top corner up here. Right on the edge of the woods. So if I put the plane here, and put the parking brake on, and turn the engine off, turn all the lights off, and we can pull the brake on the generator while we're here. Okay, so next task will be, let's just move this drone camera around. Where are we going to put the tent? Maybe just over here on this flat patch of grass. So we go and open the Campout Utility. And relative to the airplane, that's off this side of the nose. So we want the tent, please. We'll have the nice little summer tent. Is it about there, maybe? Nope. Bit further to that side. It's great, isn't it? And we'll tip it towards the aeroplane. And whilst we want to put in our camping ground, we'll have our chair, maybe a hammock for a change. So we'll put that underneath the wing of the aeroplane there. Actually, it's in the grass, isn't it? So we want it on the... There we go. So if we make this a bit smaller, we'll start a fire, and we'll do that to this side of the tent. And we'll have a chair to go and enjoy the fire, or actually we may maybe get a barbecue out. That's going to go between the tent and the fire, say there. It's the wrong way around though. We're going to get the handles hot. This is stupid, isn't it? It's great fun though. And we want a camping chair, obviously, so we can sit down. Where's the chairs and stuff? That's all. There we go. Camping chair. And we'll put that in the front, right in front of the tent actually. Or maybe there. There we go. So this is the kind of craziness that you can get up to with the Campout Utility. Let's turn the drone camera down, the speed down on it, so we can actually move around. We haven't quite got this on level ground here, have we? But yeah, you get the idea. It's great fun. What a great place to stay. Okay, I'm going to call it for the day. So this was a bush trip across the hilltops of Papua New Guinea. We're obviously on the edge of the forest here, so it's been quite challenging to take pictures. Hopefully you enjoyed it. We flew from Binsari over to Borme airstrip, and I thought it was great fun. And I'll be doing this again soon. So if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments. Please do subscribe to the channel and go and have a look at the Campout Utility as well. So this is the Campout Utility from Orbx, developed by Parallel 42. And the airplane we flew today was the Rans S6S from Flyboy Simulations, available at SimMarket. I'll see you again soon. Okay, take care.